Yeah. Are you ready to talk about this movie?
Man, I was born ready once.
I was born backwards.
I got lots to say about this movie, Andrew.
This movie.
What movie?
Me, myself, and Irene.
That's
The Rocky theme. You know the famous song from Me, Myself, and Irene?
Rocky.
This was a movie that I did not laugh out loud too much, but I loved every second of it.
It was, I think, a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes is a little unfair.
Completely unfair.
That's crazy.
I mean,
you didn't get it.
We'll
Like, I'm not one of those guys that's normally like, oh, you didn't get it. But like, you went into it thinking it was going to be something else.
well, like I was watching it. Like, what year did it come out? Like late 90s.
This was 2000, I think, actually. So
Okay,
actually,
yeah,
So
so-
this is. I just wanted to actually share this
But
too.
it's
It's a movie from the Farrelly brothers.
Yeah.
Right. And I think they have a pretty decent track record. This is from 2000.
Yeah.
So hold on, let me bring this up.
Wait, are those all Fairley Brothers movies?
Brother, I'm telling you,
They did the Green Book?
they did. I know that was the craziest part.
Because all of these make sense except the Green Book.
There's the Three Stooges, Shallow Hal, Dumb and Dumber,
Yeah.
Green Book, which is crazy in 2018. I don't know what this one is. The greatest.
That one's actually
beer-
pretty good. It the way they advertised it came off a little douchey, but me and Steph watched it one night. Greatest beer run ever is actually pretty sick.
So there was also. Hold on. I know that I was another page. Hold on now. There we go. So there was this one here. So then, yeah, Fever Pitch, The Ringer, Outside Providence, Say It Isn't So, which, by the way, is, I think this was, 2001 was like, that's their beginning of their decline. Because, like,
Yeah.
The Ringer and stuff like that, there's some pretty good ones. Not decline necessarily, I guess, but, like, just,
Well,
like,
you know what it
there's-
is?
This is their peak. I feel like 2000, so from 94, let's say.
Well,
From
you know-
94, because this is, I think, 99, Something About Mary. Shallow Hal isn't terrible.
You know what I think that decline is from, and this was kind of gonna go into what I was gonna say earlier, where, like this style of movie, I still enjoy it, but it does feel very dated.
It's very, and
the
it's also
thing
very
about-
formulaic, like very, very, like it's their.
Not even
do you mean
just-
like with like the narrator and
Well,
stuff?
here,
Or you
this, is
mean
what
like
this is what I'm trying to say. Not even just formulaic. It's because like movies aren't so direct anymore. There is a noticeable lack of subtlety in Farrelly Brothers movies.
yeah,
And that's sort of, honestly, I'm looking at the like rundown you were giving with like around the fever pitch time, I think is when movies were like media in general. That's why I think Breaking Bad is amazing. Actually, that's probably way later, but still the sort of same thing conceptually. Breaking Bad is amazing, but it kind of like made TV and film annoying for a while.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what if the main character wasn't necessarily a good guy?
what if he wasn't necessarily like a leading man, but you still rooted for him?
And also, what if every single character in the show was overly complex?
Yeah.
So like this style.
What if you had a hot babe in every movie? You're like it, like it's the same thing. They're gonna have those same elements in all of their.
Yeah, this
and then a
style
bunch
is
of
a little-
handicap extras.
Yeah, like the Farrelly Brothers style is a little dated because like, or not even dated, because it's not. I don't think it's bad. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it is a thing where I was watching it being like, oh, our sensibilities as a viewing public have shifted because they like movies don't really do this anymore.
So the really interesting thing, I got lost in like a fucking
The way of the grocery store.
often. No, I got lost in the research of the soundtrack to this movie.
Okay.
The soundtrack's a little crazy. So like I think it's like it's perfect. It's kind of like a perfect like one thing that the Farrelly brothers do, at least in a lot of their movies, is they do consider like the theme, the jams, the fucking like they use like kind of unconventional stuff and popular shit.
It goes to what they try to do with everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's and it's ironic that people sort of like might roll their eyes at shit like this when how shit like this from back in the day, but it's like, yeah, like with you're talking about the soundtrack is great, and with everything they're doing, it's like, it's very obvious. Like, yeah, we're just trying to entertain you for an hour and a half.
Well,
we're not trying to like hit you with some
like
deeper
cartoonish
message.
Well, it's ironic because they did the Three Stooges movie, which is Three Stooges are essentially a live action cartoon.
Yeah.
So that is kind of how they approach, I think, all of their movies.
100%.
It's like it is a. I mean, they have the one where the conjoined twins.
We can get into like Jim Carrey's physical acting. It's the most obvious like thing where you're like, oh, they're just trying to make a live action cartoon for you.
But he does his hits, like Jim Carrey does his regular physical comedy. But like also one of the fun facts about this is he actually did a lot of his stunt work. Jim Carrey.
Really?
So I think it was the part where he's
jumping out. Let's stay on the soundtrack though.
Okay. So the soundtrack essentially was like one thing that I really appreciate about at least this era of movies, and maybe a little before, maybe a little after, but not as much current day, is the music video. Also the themed song written for it. So they Foo Fighters did the song Breakout, and the music video was the band going to this drive-in movie theater to watch Me, Myself, and Irene. And essentially Dave Grohl deals with a bunch of people that are fucking with him, and then he becomes the one that breaks out, and then they start rocking at the drive-in.
Yeah.
Great like you have all of the things. That's what I appreciated about the Happy Gilmore sequel. They're doing a restaurant tie-in. That's the stuff I fucking love.
Restaurant
with Subway.
Oh,
they were doing like the cup, you get a Happy Gilmore meal at Subway.
Oh yeah, it's like when Pepsi did the episode 1 cans.
Yeah,
it was like legendary.
I love those shit. Like that shit. It's a little attention to detail of like saying like you have somebody that like. Maybe you gave Dave Grohl the script of the movie and he looked it through and he was like, let me try to write. I think it's a funny movie. Or maybe you went to a screening and was like, hey, you want to write a song for it? Like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
You know what I think that, yeah, I think with like the American public being less trusting and less favorable of these like big corporations.
Yeah.
It's like over the years we're like, oh yeah, you guys really you really kept a lot of lead in that stuff, and you really wow, our food's not that real, and that is a thing that I think died in the early 2000s of like, you know, a lot of people are a lot more aware of all the extra shit with these corporations, so like a corporation tie-in feels much more dirty and like a sellout thing to people.
And but speaking towards the cartoon thing and the soundtrack in the same sentence, when he is multiple times in the movie, Jim Carrey is whistling with the song that is playing during that scene.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Multiple times. He does it with the cake song. He does it with like multiple different things. And it's like, I love that touch because it's like, it's almost like a little fun thing of like, hey, you're in a movie, have fun.
Yeah.
If you think something's too gross or too weird, like when he's shooting the cow, when he's like, you know, like shit like that, where you're like, that's kind of weird, man. I don't know. It's funny. It's definitely hilarious in the time, but I don't necessarily like. Even at that time, I was just like, I don't know. It's weird.
You know which one got me like that?
Yeah.
The titty sucking joke.
Oh.
That was.
I got to get into my fun facts. I'll dip in and out of the fun facts.
Yeah, the titty. It was funny too because most of the stuff you see in older movies, you can really just go like, yeah, it was a different time, and it like you can make it, you can make it like a non-issue to yourself or whatever the fuck. But that was a moment where I go, that's weird. So I mean, don't get me wrong. Great titty, by the way.
During a scene.
Exceptional titty, but like even just watching that, it did feel a little weird.
So during that scene where Jim Carrey's character, Hank, breastfed from a woman, Carrey unexpectedly latched onto the actress's real breast. Mistaking it for a prop, he realized this mistake and was extremely embarrassed. The studio was cleared of...
That wasn't a real titty?
That was the real titty. but that was the thing was he thought it was a prop, I guess, or something like he latched onto it thinking it was a prop. So like you see him in the thing and he's like, and like pulls on it and stuff like that. Like I think he kind of like
what was the scene supposed to be?
He thought it was a prop. So like he went, I think a little, he went ham on it thinking, oh, this is a fake titty. So it'll stretch and it'll do all this stuff. But he ended up hurting the lady and was also like, you weren't supposed to go that nuts on my titty.
Wait, okay. So that's the titty miscommunication is very funny to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So like he thought, so essentially, so like imagine if like somebody said like, okay, so like somebody handed a much different situation. Imagine you're Alec Baldwin on the set of Rust.
Here, wait,
somebody hands you a gun.
Here, wait, let me clarify. I completely understand what happened. It's the how did we get here that is fascinating me. You know what I mean?
The scene was supposed to be he was supposed to act like he was sucking on her titty, but just like place it in his mouth. Whereas I think he was actually sucking on her titty, and like a lot of the reactions in this movie apparently were genuine. So there was another thing where when he pushed the
I'm not past the titty yet.
I wasn't gonna go too far from the titty.
No, I'm not. I'm still on this titty.
So like her reaction when she goes,
okay, so like, he was just supposed to go home.
Yeah, and kind of go like,
and then
move his jaw up and down and act like he's doing.
Okay,
but he's
and then
going like
Jim carried the fuck out on that titty,
sucking the fuck out of that titty.
Got you. Okay,
and that's that lady's real titty. So he was just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought that was a prop titty. I did not know that was your titty.
That would mortify me.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I went ham,
because he's Jim Carrey, so like he's not gonna just go like.
If I went ham on this random actress's titty like that would mortify me.
Right. So like, so there was another thing with, So there's the part where he pushes the car off the ledge.
Yeah.
And she goes.
That's him?
Well, no.
In the quarry?
when they push it off the ledge, they're like behind it and they push it.
Wait, are we talking about when they push it into the quarry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And he goes, all right, on 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and pushes it like that. That was not supposed to happen. Like that was, but that was her genuine.
Did that?
Yeah, her genuine reaction was like, "Oh shit."
Yo, we poke fun at Jim Carrey all the time, joking like he would not. If you like, you got invited to Jim Carrey's house for a party, you'd be like,
"Yeah,
okay." I mean, I'm gonna go, but I gotta tell you, dude, like. Because I'm a big fan of, like, the involved physical comedian and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, Jim Carrey, bar none. Like, the little goofy bullshit he does throughout this whole movie is so good.
Another ad-lib scene that was kept in the movie that it was improvised was when he asked for kisses from his sons. Their reactions were, they just ad-libbed those reactions. So, like, I think there was, I think his name is Lee Harvey, the taller, bald, strong
the more jacked one.
Yeah, his genuine reaction is like that. He was just kind of like this thing of like, I don't know, fucking kissing no fucking Jim Carrey, but he's like, but everybody else like, so that makes it so much funnier that Anthony Anderson, daddy, like, it's just so fucking funny. And by the way, we're jumping all over, but
yeah,
but their relationship in that movie is so fucking funny and sweet.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know why, but I just love it. And I don't think I understood it as much in the past of saying like I knew that they weren't technically his kids.
Yeah.
But he still loved him like his own, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But then the fact that they were raised by black stand-up comedian or like they got a lot of their personality and stuff like that from black stand-up comedians.
Yeah. From Richard Pryor and
them
Chris
being
Rock.
Brilliant also.
Yeah.
I think was such a funny comedic choice.
Yeah,
to make them brilliant. Like it's just lift versus fucking drag, motherfucker. Like, what are you fucking retarded?
Yeah,
like,
some of their
I said I
shit,
can read German. I can read German. I can't speak, or I can speak German. I can't fucking read it.
When I kept watching their scenes, I was always like laughing, being like, "Yo, this actually." Doing these lines actually must have sucked ass because there had to have been so much for them to like memorize.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I like half the words they were saying. I was like, I would have gotten absolutely tripped up on that.
We'll come back to the sons,
but no, dude, yeah, talking about his kids. That one was a very fun thing for me because it's like it starts off as a pure cuck situation. Like, I fucked your wife, you're going to raise my 3 sons.
Yeah.
And then it turns into like, I don't know, this is like weirdly beautiful.
He's such a sweet guy. Like, he's such a sweet, like, it's such a sweet relationship.
Yeah.
Of like, it's, I don't know. It doesn't feel like weird or like dated to me. Like, you know how we're saying like a lot of the things in this movie are of the time. That's the thing that I feel like they could still do today, and it would still be because it's so sweet.
Yeah,
it seems so pure. He really does love them as his own kids.
Because it's not to say it's dated in the sense that like, oh, this used to be brilliant, and now it's just like we've realized it's not as good.
Yeah,
it's dated in the sense that it's like, oh yeah, we just like comedic movies shifted away from this. Because it was really like, you know what really, really shifted the comedic movies was the, like, 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
We improv in the middle of
they
scenes.
went nuts with the 2.5 hour comedies. That's
and then
when that
people,
started.
because you know what it was? I bet you it's the same reason why every cartoon now kind of looks like an anime. I think it's people realize, you go, that seems a lot easier to make.
Yeah.
Because the Fairley Brother movies, you got to think about it. They have to write the whole movie. And then if you want, like, then you have to find a Jim Carrey type guy who's like such a physical comedic actor that is like a living, breathing, walking cartoon. And then the other one is just like, or we could all stand and just have a riff session for 15 minutes, edit that up 20 different times and make a movie out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you don't. So it's like it's dated in the sense that you just don't see this style of movie anymore.
Yeah. So there were. So the other thing about the soundtrack that I really liked, I really loved his Change song, which was "Fire Like This" by Hard Knocks. You know, the where it was just like really, really, like almost like distorted drums.
When he was about to like fuck people up.
Yeah, I thought that was, I don't know why, but I always just loved that, like, and how he was just gonna kind of kick out as soon as he was in. Like, that was the transformation.
Yeah.
And then he was in that song reoccurring. That was also really cool.
It was a cool addition.
So there were multiple punk songs on the soundtrack. Interesting, right?
I don't remember. The music didn't stand out to me.
Not
that it was bad, but I think it just like worked well, so none of it really stuck out. So I couldn't tell you one song that was in this movie.
When Hank is driving the car and Renee Zellweger, it's right after they they kill the cop that was trying to kill them. They find the lawn darts and all that stuff in the car, and then she's like this, and he's going motherfucker, motherfucker, like all that. That's a dwarf song.
Really?
Motherfucker. Yeah, motherfucker robot or motherfucking murder, I believe it's called.
I think Jim Carrey might have like a good taste in music. His big thing in Ace Ventura, he got Cannibal Corpse in Ace Ventura. Yeah,
and he was like already like a fan of theirs before that movie came out. Like,
that's what I was assuming. Yeah.
So also, The Offspring are on the soundtrack covering an AFI song.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
The Immortal. It's like a song too. It's really it's pretty good. Yeah, both of them are. So not only that, but also interesting covers on the soundtrack, obviously, with that one. But also, this is the thing. I had to pause the movie multiple times because I had to search this because I heard a Steely Dan song.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, that's crazy. Because I was already, at this point, I had already Googled the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the tracks, and I'm like, what the fuck? They didn't credit Steely Dan? Like, I know Steely Dan is not necessarily, like, the biggest band in the world, but, like, they played their song multiple times.
So I found the soundtrack on Spotify, and the playlist was clearly made by a Spanish guy because it says "Me, Myself, and Irene" soundtrack completo.
But they have.
So they played. I'm sorry, they played Steely Dan multiple times.
Yeah, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I'm like listening to it, and I'm like, that's the fucking. Because not only that, I've had this song on my playlist before.
Yeah.
And I'm not knowing it's in this movie or anything like that, but just going like, what the fuck? And I'm like, that's crazy. But the craziest thing was I was having the hardest time trying to find the band because I couldn't remember the name Steely Dan. I was like, what the fuck is that weird band's name?
Well, and also Steely Dan is.
It doesn't. It's they don't sound like they are named for sure.
They're the most. Steely Dan's the most improperly named band for their genre.
Yeah. So
you think they're gonna sound like fucking ZZ Top.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys should be called Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah, you sound like weird, like Queen Edge. Ugh.
Sorry.
But like they so I'm like looking through for the longest time, and then I finally find out, like, I remembered Steely Dan.
Yeah.
I found that song.
Yeah.
And then I also go like, oh, I find the name. It's covered by Brian Seltzer's orchestra.
Okay.
They cover a Steely Dan song for
Real orchestra or just...
Yeah, Brian
got a
Seltzer's
couple-
orchestra covered Steely Dan's song.
Who is that?
Baratsava. Brian Seltzer's orchestra. He's the one that, and we're gonna rock you inside out. He's that guy.
Oh, okay.
Like he fucking owned Christmas before Mariah Carey in our lifetime. So
so not actual orchestra, fun name orchestra.
he's more of a, that was like during the Zoot Suit era. He really hung on for a long time with that shit.
Yeah.
But
That genre everyone pretends to like.
I think it's really interesting. I think the use of cake songs in a lot of the Farrelly Brothers movies are perfect. They're
Actually,
a great soundtrack band.
Speaking of covers, though,
Huh.
their cover. What's their famous cover?
Of
Will
Going the
Survive?
Distance. Oh yeah, they do that one. Going to the Distance. They also do War Pigs, which is really great.
But their cover of Staying Alive, or whatever it was, I hate it.
Oh yeah,
It's very bad.
I can't think of the word. Is it survive? I
will survive. Yeah.
Hey, hey.
And I don't dislike Cake. Like Going the Distance and stuff is good, but their cover of I Will Survive is not good.
Their cover of War Pigs is sick.
I haven't heard it.
It's really good. But I think they have a really good use of the soundtrack. Like
Without a doubt.
But also I think the finer touches of like literally Jim Carrey audibly whistling the song that's playing, like with the song, like he's whistling along with the Cake song as he's like his first time after that transformation. He's like just.
Is that when they got to the Ben and Jerry's place?
No, that was later on. By the way, personal fun fact.
You had a lot of Ben and Jerry's that night.
I've been there. I've been to that exact same place they were in Vermont.
Yeah.
Like that was that path that they were walking. We walked up that way and all that shit. I was like, that's crazy. That's so. When I saw this movie in the theater.
Jim Carrey likes ice cream too.
It was weird. There was weird connections I think I've had with this movie throughout life.
Really?
When I saw this in the theaters, I actually saw it with my mom, which was weird. But also like,
why is that weird?
Just because there's like a dildo prominent in it multiple times. That was just kind of weird, of just in general, like not really getting what that is at the time.
Yeah.
And then also just being like, but I'm still know I should be embarrassed with my mom here, but it's also like, I don't know. I didn't give a shit. But I still think watching it now, the crude humor that they did in this movie was done very smart. Yeah. They did it very well. It wasn't just gross for gross sakes. Like Something About Mary had like shock humor with like the come on the ear and all that other shit.
Oh yeah.
Like whereas this was really more subtly gross. Like they had a dildo, but you'd never, like him cleaning out his butt. It's funny, like because it's just a lot of implication, a lot of like of them implying.
Well, you know what was fun? Actually, speaking of him cleaning his butt out, like whenever Jim Carrey would do shit like that, it wouldn't just be like, oh, this is so embarrassing. It was even like how he was cleaning his butt out. It goes back to the like he's a walking, talking cartoon character.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like, oh my fucking, I got raped by that dildo. You put that dildo on my ass. It's like, dude, the way he's sitting and
why
he's
am I
like,
peeing like I had sex all night? I did not get that joke until obviously my whole childhood.
And the way he's like sitting on the counter and shit like that, it's just like it's just so much more than just you put a dildo up your ass, haha.
Yeah, I'm just cleaning the dildo juice, whatever, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's not. It's just it's so subtle. But when they're talking about bringing Mary into the police station and they say like
Mary, is that her name?
No, yeah, wasn't her name?
I don't know.
Irene. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah.
Her name's Irene.
You just said something about Mary.
Yeah, that's my
I was
bad.
like, wait, that's not right.
When they bring Irene into the police station at the beginning, and they say they have to bring her to Messina, New York. Like, I fucking went to Messina, New York every summer as a kid. That's where my mom grew up.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of the smallest fucking places. It's like a super small place that is legit. When they say that's damn near Canada, I'm like, it is. It's like 15 minutes
That's
from the border.
funny,
It's crazy.
yeah.
And the fact that like when they're driving in and it says "Welcome to Messina," we're like, that's not the real sign. It's a different sign. But it's so cool that they're talking about.
Yeah.
My mom couldn't believe that a movie
Out of all the places,
starring
dude.
Jim Carrey is talking about Messina, New York.
Yeah.
And the fact that and knowing how incredibly small that town is, it would be crazy to think you have to leave Rhode Island to go all the way to Messina, New York to deal with like a traffic ticket because it's such a small bullshit town.
Yeah.
But that was really cool. But I thought, again, the jokes, the gross jokes were still pretty gross, but they were also not like hit you over the head, including somebody getting hit over the head with a dildo at one point. But like that, him getting knocked out with a dildo and then like.
Well, it didn't feel, a lot of the jokes like that didn't feel like they were included because they were like, oh, this would be so silly and wacky. It felt like they were included because it like made sense in the context of the movie.
I want to see if you noticed this or not in the scene where he's, I don't know, you can't really see it on the thing here.
You talk about the watermelon with the hole in it?
Yeah, that was apparently a gag that was cut. I don't know why exactly, but there's in the scene after she breaks into his hotel after the FBI dudes get compromised by the dude that breaks in and tries to kill Irene.
Actually,
She goes to his hotel at the whatever Chuck E. Cheese putt or whatever the fuck he's staying at, and there's like he wakes up next to her picture and all the cum and all that other stuff.
well, and speaking of that part, that scene too even has like a very crude, simple joke with he's jerking off to her picture. But then Jim carries it up and he takes it and he's like, oh, this is just a face moisturizer or a lip balm. And he starts spraying it on his face.
Your lips get dry on the ride down?
Yeah, and then it's like you take such a fucking rudimentary joke, and then with him just hitting his face with it, it just turns it in such a bigger thing.
So also that was another fun thing. This is deleted scenes and other stuff like that. Deleted scenes. Oh, so there's a scene including Charlie and Hank talking to the Colonel while relieving himself on his neighbor's lawn. Another fun, gross joke where you're like, but it's just ice cream. Also, this is something that bothered me since I saw this as a kid. The way that the fucking chief reacts when the person drives up and tells him there's something wrong with Charlie. And he goes like this. He goes and puts a spoon in his thing and then like walks around to the car. And I'm like,
wait, which part is it?
It's like
Is it after the first?
He snaps and then like he goes back to his house and then he's shitting on his neighbor's lawn and he goes, and then the poop coming out, but that's actually soft serve ice cream that the Colonel's getting or the whatever guy's getting, the chief. And he takes a bite and he's like, "Thank you very much, Malcolm." I remember the line so vividly just because the next scene is like, "Sir, something's happened with Charlie. Something's wrong with him or whatever. He snapped," and he goes. He just sticks he looks at his ice cream and he goes and sticks it right in and then goes around. It's the weirdest, clunkiest thing.
It just looks unnatural.
It's so weird. And with the Farrelly brothers, the one like thing that they use, I feel like most of all in all their movies is handicapped extras. It's like Kill Tony in there. They're just like there's a ton of fucking retards in wheelchairs that they're just like they give lines.
Yeah.
And it always like takes you a little bit out of the movie of like that's a favor. It's nice. It's very sweet. I'm glad that you're doing it. But like in Something About Mary, she's literally working with a special needs home. That's how they work that in.
But don't the Farrelly brothers have like a thing with helping out people like that?
I think it's great, but it's also like, don't give them lines. Do you know what I mean? Because it's every time it's like, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming to the library. It's like, bro. Enough already.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me.
I hate it.
It's so funny.
But so another deleted scene was oh yeah, here it is. So it's referencing a watermelon gag that was later removed because the joke became unused underused due to the film American Pie. So he was apparently supposed to be fucking that watermelon.
Oh, and then they thought it would be ripping off American Pie.
Yeah, so they ended up taking it out.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, you want to take that fucked watermelon off the screen?
Yeah, I can do that.
I gotta give a shout out to one of my favorite jokes ever, actually, in this movie. When his kids are still little in the pool, and he's like, his friend is like, we got to talk about this, and he's like, well, my great grandmother was half Italian. And he just goes, huh, half Italian. That must be why the water beads off their hair.
Yeah,
and it's like. It's so I know I'm sure it's the one everyone remembers and knows, but I gotta mention it. It's so fucking clever.
Well, I think everybody would more be like, come on, those kids' dicks are bigger than those sausages.
Oh yeah,
that's a really that was the thing where I was like, even as a kid, I was like, that's kind of gross. Why are you looking at the kid's dick?
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, the water beating off their hair is such a. It's like, you know what it is. Racist jokes are funnier. Racist jokes are funnier when the content of the joke has knowledge beyond ancillary knowledge of the race.
That's why I was gonna say it's New England racist. It's like this thing of like it's like, oh, what are you doing over there? You gonna steal my newspaper again, you piece of shit? I don't trust you.
That's classic New England. That one.
Mumble racism.
What are you gonna do? Steal my newspaper? Hey, get it, you guys.
I was just trying to think of like a
quick.
classic.
Let's redline them. They're gonna steal my newspaper.
Honestly, I'm multitasking. I'm going through my notes as I'm talking, and it's not working.
Dude, we'll get to it.
But
he's very excited.
I want to actually credit the actors as well as the sons. Anthony Anderson, obviously, is Jamal Bailey Gates. Mongo Brownlee as Lee Harvey. Bailey Gates.
Was he the shorter, very fat one?
No, I think Lee Harvey was the muscular guy.
Oh, okay.
And then Gerard Mixon, I think, is the guy you're talking about. He's Shante Jr. because he's the shortest one. I always thought that was funny. He's Shante Jr., which is his dad's name.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. Which
is the funniest. That dude is the funniest midget actor.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that dude, the shorter, fatter one.
Yeah.
I just got so happy. I used to love seeing you pop up in a movie. Like, that was the type of guy who was never the lead guy.
Yeah.
But every time he was in a movie, you're like, this is going to rip. This scene's going to be awesome.
I thought it was hilarious. But also, like, it's crazy that the part that, because again, Jim Carrey's acting with his three sons and everything like that, like, makes you truly believe that they're in a nice, sweet, loving home. Like, it's really nice, and it's like it's just so funny that, like, I don't know why, but it's like fuck, what was I just gonna say? God damn it.
His sons.
Just the fact that, like, the most unbelievable part of this movie was the fact that their father, Shante, was like, when he was like, oh, I'm a Mensa guy, all this other stuff, but like the fact that, like, the way he reacts when Jim Carrey says, do you people take checks?
Yeah.
And was like, oh, no, the clarification. For him to be such a highly educated person, it didn't feel like it would be in character for him to be triggered that easily.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a founding I'm
Mensa candidate.
I'm in Mensa in Boston or whatever, like, and all this other shit. Like, I get my PhD. This is just a sociological experiment. All this other shit. Like, that's not unbelievable, but just for him to react the way he does, so irrationally and violently, for, like, the fact of being such an educated person, like, it didn't feel like he would be so.
That is part of it that made me sort of think about the black characters in it.
Clunky.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That was a funny aspect that made me think about the black characters in this movie, because, like, that dude is, like, if you really think about it, he's by far, like, even though he's a Mensa guy, he's, like, by far the dumbest, worst person in the movie.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, now there's not a lot of black people in this movie. It's like maybe 5.
Yeah.
It's definitely 4. It might hit double digits, probably doesn't. But then the other black people in the movie are the best smartest people in the movie.
Yeah,
and it's like the irony of that makes me laugh.
I love the fact that like the black representation is not only hilarious, but it's also highly educated, and they kind of save the day. Like they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, also, the character Whitey apparently was those are his real glasses.
The albino guy?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like apparently that was part of like they were just like, yeah, you can just wear your regular.
Well, that was a funny thing. That was a funny aspect of those like late 90s, early 2000s comedies where like they would just give a character something that looked weird. No point in the movie he was a waiter, right?
Yeah.
At no point in the movie did they really have an explanation on why he had an extra magnifier on his glasses.
Or enough money for plastic surgery.
Yeah. Or
like,
what?
Like when he was like, I loaned you the money.
Oh, yeah. But no, even the like that you could just be like, yeah, he had money. It's like the magnifying glass on the glasses.
Yeah.
Completely unnecessary. Just making you think nerdy weird guy.
So the guy's name was Michael Bowman. He played Casper, also known as Whitey, wore his real life glasses in the film, which included the small microscope. Those are his real glasses. That's really actually like, I don't think they gave that to him as like a joke. They're just like, oh, no, buddy, you're the joke. you, sir. I thought it was one of my favorite touches as far as like comedically that I really liked. I don't know if this was on purpose or not, or if this was just the fact of like how movies go in that day where like the guy gets beat up until they win the, you keep losing until you end up winning essentially. But like the fact that even when he changes and he's getting all of these altered, he's turning into this different character completely. His abilities don't improve whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, when he starts
Hank,
trying to like punch, it's like, oh, you're still
his confidence raises big time, but his abilities are still at the exact level they were when he was Charlie. So when he's Hank, he comes up to, he goes like, oh, let's start a fight or something like that, and he ends up pissing blood, and then he gets his nose broken. He keeps getting him into these situations that they can't handle.
Yeah,
and I think that's a real funny thing.
Yeah.
Also, the physical humor.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. I like the scene. He does it throughout the whole movie, but the scene where Jim Carrey starts to fight with himself, is just. I was like watching it. I was like, this is crazy. Like, because it like you watch him do it, it doesn't like. There's a lot of stuff he does that you're like, that doesn't look like he should be able to do that, and you're like, oh, it's just Jim Carrey the whole time. It's just Jim Carrey the whole time doing like. Just having a fight with himself. Like it was like dude, it got him. Was this before or after fucking Man on the Moon? Because if it was before, it got him ready to be
that's
what's his face wrestling.
Let's see, Man on the Moon. 1999. So yeah, it was after.
Yeah, so Man on the Moon, because it was like he was doing like I don't know. It's hard to detail when you love something so much. But like it was just his physical acting was bar none.
Jim Carrey performed the car ejection stunt in a single take.
Which one was that?
That was where he was fighting with himself, but they get away in the car, and then essentially he throws himself out of the car and then runs back in. That was one of the greatest. Like I also love the fact that when he's running away at the train station, he gets shot in the arm. And Charlie's like freaking out over it, and he's like, it's just a flesh wound. And he sticks his finger and he's like, ah! And then he passes out. He's passing out, but Hank has to throw him in the back of the car. What? But in one movement, he throws himself in the car. And then he, in that position where he's like, his legs are kind of hanging over, he reaches up, grabs the car, and pulls himself over, and then slyly unlocks the car. Like, that transition is so fucking... Like that needs to be studied. Like
it's
that's
like fluid,
physical
and
comedy
beautiful.
wise. Like it is. I don't think that he may or may not have been. He may have gotten into a little bit better of a situation. Like maybe they started the second take where his legs are a little bit over, but like he still
can't do that much shit. To like you just
have
to.
It plays
do
though.
that.
It doesn't. It's not unbelievable. It plays that if that was all one take, that would be. He would have fucking nailed that. So like, but
well, and also little things too. Like when he's on the bridge, You know, like when he's on the bridge, and he finally like conquers Hank.
Yeah.
And then he gets rid of him, and then he just becomes. It's that last moment where his foot won't move, and the thing I noticed, I was like, he's moving his entire body, but he's able to keep his like right leg perfectly
From
still,
like under his knee down. Is
It
like
was
first
nuts.
perfectly planted, and then when he did it, like the obvious choice is to like go act like you got let go.
Yeah.
But literally, what happened was
he
like
falls,
he just
right?
falls down, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, dude! Like,
Yeah.
and like
His ability to like when it starts getting to the, because at one point it's like, I'm Charlie, now I'm Hank, now I'm Charlie, now I'm Hank, and then it shifts to Hank's this arm, Charlie's that leg,
Yeah.
and his ability to control each
to
limb,
remember that, yeah, each part of that,
his
yeah.
ability to control each
Brother.
limb was nuts.
Brother, speaking of the bridge scene, his reaction to getting his thumb shot off, when he goes like, and he just flops around like that, and he just goes, "Where's my thumb?" It's so fucking funny, and he grabs the gun perfectly. Like it again, it's not like in most continuity wise, in most movies you'd see him go like this and put his thumb over it, and then it gets shot off. But that would blow your thumb up. He grabs it where this part is covering the barrel, so it does get shot off.
Yeah.
And then he goes, ah! He screams, and then he just like throws a tantrum,
Just like mad.
and he just goes, "Where's my thumb?"
It's not
It is
just
so fucking
not just hurt, like mad.
upset, like so upset, and then
I forgot about the thumb part.
he just goes like, "That's manslaughter now, buddy." He also said- it's so
it's also-
funny. He's still trying to shame this guy that just shot him.
It's also
so funny.
It's also funny too because there hasn't been like a high level of like actual violence in the movie. Even when they're doing the police chase, like he keeps getting shot, but they don't show the blood.
Yeah, there's like
So
a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, there's no high level of violence. So the fact that there hasn't been any of that, and then they just show you his thumb getting blown off.
Yeah,
Not like bang, oh, where's my thumb? Like, here it is,
Yeah.
boom. And that's it's such a funny addition.
and he just holds it. That's manslaughter, buddy. And even that, like, I'll even forgive. You can kind of see his thumb a little bit behind that part when I noticed, but I'm like,
Yeah.
the fact that they want it, like, because then there's another scene where he's holding it this way, and you could tell they did use some practical effects. Like, they tried to.
Yeah.
So, like, that must have been but his, like, I don't know how much of it was ad-libbed. I don't know how much of it, but I know that a lot of those, what made this movie great is not only is the Farrelly brothers let Jim Carrey make decisions for this character, because he did not go over the top. Like, he didn't go over the top. It was, he had two different characters in his head. He had two different, like, paths. He did take like essentially all of the bad habits, all of the intrusive thoughts, all of the like missed like confrontations, and just kind of put it into this guy who has this thing where he's just like, essentially he's just a bad influence, but he's not a superhero. And it's always a fun thing to say, like, around this time there's like Mystery Men, there's like a couple other ones where I think there was not a ton, but like Batman and stuff like that. There are like some superhero movies, but there's a way to say that, like, oh, is he? It's not a Jekyll Hyde thing. Like, Hank isn't better. Like, Charlie is the right guy. It's not like a. There's no appealing part of Hank. So like, but him existing somehow is like, it's a problem, and it actually is hindering the fucking process, like, totally, in such a weird, original way. They have such big leaps and such original like storytelling. I feel like
the way they
sometimes it works and sometimes it's crazy. In this case, I think it's the mixture of their very original storytelling and then Jim Carrey's like process of actually acting it out and shit.
Dude, and I gotta be honest too. I was thinking about this when you were talking about him going back and forth, because like there's certain scenes that stick out because you're like, oh, people wouldn't do that now. Like when they're at the gas station and Jim Carrey's Hank and he's about to like fight the guys, and then they're beating his ass. I think it's this scene. And then Irene,
schizo.
Irene runs out and goes, "He's a schizo." It's like the like sensitivity to mental illness now. You're like, oh yeah, we're missing out on some creative movies like this because
you don't want to be ableist.
Shit like that would like bomb with a lot of people because they're like it's insensitive.
Yeah, but
it's like it is.
But it's a situation where he's a good guy. He's like, it's like a thing where like it's also the positive messaging in it is like you need to like work through your shit.
Well, the problem too with a lot of people when they get mad about stuff like that. They're like, that's inappropriate to call people schizos. And you're like, we're not saying Irene's necessarily a outstanding human being.
Yeah.
You're like, that, like, these characters are imperfect. That's how they would refer to stuff.
The film was just scared the shit out of Stanley with that.
Oh, with
when you went like that, you went.
Oh, and I burped.
The film was dedicated to the film critic Gene Siskel. However, the film faced controversy for its portrayal of mental illness, particularly
it did get shit.
Dissociative identity disorder, with the National Alliance for Mental Illness arguing for the a more accurate representation. But it's obviously everything's played up for the film and everything, but. So the fact that you are even familiar and I think everybody knows something about a Farrelly Brothers movie is they're going to hire probably more able handicap physically enabled people, mentally enabled, whatever the fuck you want to say. Like they're giving them work.
Yeah.
They're putting them in movies. They're making them part of the movie and not a joke.
Yeah.
Like Jim Carrey is joking about, this character going through this thing.
Well, and it's always
they're not talking about all people. They're not saying this is what happens every time. They're showing all sides of it. They sent you to an expert in Boston, and then when the expert in Boston sends back his analysis, the guy's like, "You got to screw loose."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they're showing all views of this disorder.
It's where the people who get offended on behalf of people that most often they've never met in their life,
right.
And they'd probably be like, ew, if they actually got around them.
Also, it's Jim Carrey playing the character.
Well, here, real quick. It's also the people who get offended on behalf of the other people. It's like you probably don't have any real world experience with them.
Yeah.
And two, it's like, they turn them into a special protected group when it's like, hey, like doing this includes them. It says, hey, we don't think we're better or worse than you. They're being included in the joke because it's like there's movies making fun of everyone. We're also making a movie like poking fun at aspects of them. It's like it's inclusive more than anything.
I had a friend back in Florida that was.
I don't believe that.
She was an author. At least one. I had one. At least one. Well, she was actually my friend's girlfriend. Never mind.
Yeah.
But no, she was an author that she had gone through, and she's kind of well known. But like she's a
J.K. Rowling.
She's super anti-trans,
known Florida person.
No, this lady is like she went through the foster system as a kid, and dealt with a lot of abuse and stuff like that, and kind of has turned it into a public speaking thing, and like shares her story and helps with organizations. Like she's a really good person and like tries to help people, and I remember when the movie. The one with was it The Orphan? Was that the one that was called
horror movie?
It was a horror movie with the little girl, but the little girl, spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, she's got like black hair, right?
Yeah, and she ends up she's just like an old Russian woman or whatever. Like, and she's like,
actually, there's like 5 documentaries about a story
like an
that.
actual thing that actually happened. So, but I remember her like, it was like one of the last. I think I unfriended her or unfollowed or whatever after, because she was just like. This is horrible. They're demonizing the foster children and trying to. This is gonna do so much damage, way more damage than it is good, just for entertainment. And it's like, it's literally watch the movie. It's at the end of the movie. Like, so the same idea, I think, is, yes, he's portraying this inaccurately, but he's also showing that it's easily manageable through medication. Like,
well, and also it has
he went to a specialist, he got medicated. Like,
there's an uplifting story at the end where it's like he overcame his problem.
Right.
You know, well, that's the problem. It's like, it's almost similar to like all these people they
His
develop.
son's also stuck a chicken up a guy's ass.
It's almost similar to how a lot of these people who like develop the AI video, and they're like, oh, we made this AI video, so now you guys can use it in all your stuff, and all the creative people go, we don't want this, and it's like, you guys don't understand what you have. So it's the same, like the people who make AI video, they don't understand what they have, where it's like, no one who you want to use this will use this. So the similar thought process with the people getting offended, it's like, you don't understand what you're watching.
Yeah, this isn't
It's
for you.
actually a nice story.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like, I mean, all of them are to one extent or another. Like even something about Mary, he's like, it is kind of weird. He hires a private investigator to find a girl that he knew from high school. Like that alone already is kind of fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Like again, this is something that didn't age great, but you see the guy who did it, and you know that he's well-meaning, and he just really was in love with. Like, it's a thing where it's like, it's not in the regular creepy way, but it is a creepy story. It's there's elements to every one of their movies that has something that is not, that you're not gonna like. You know what I mean? Like, there's shit that they do that is like, again, going back to the Breaking Bad and all that other shit of like, they're not like the classic main character hero people. It's just it, but it is hilarious. There's going to be a nice, sweet wrap 'em up at the end. To me personally, I like their movie Kingpin that they did. I thought that was a really good version of kind of really subtle. Like again, something about Mary is gross. It's got the great, the dog attacking you, and you throw the dog out the window. Whoa, it's crazy, And then all the people that love dogs are gonna go, "What? You're thinking people are gonna throw dogs out windows now? You pieces of shit!" Like, no. I remember that was a huge thing that, like, I think Blockbuster had the dog wrapped up stuffed toy or whatever. Like, they had the dog Puffy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember. I think we had one, actually. We got one. Like,
all that shit with people getting offended on stuff. I used to give it more credence, and the older I'm getting, it literally just comes down to like, I think you guys are dumb.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, a lot of times being offended is a direct result of being a little too emotional and being dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's what's the one they always like? They'll be like, "Oh, rap music makes people more violent," and it's like, I mean, you could maybe make the argument that the guy who's already selling his drugs, and like he could get a little more hyped up because he's listening to like some like drug selling hip hop music, but it's like, brother, I listened to NWA way too much in high school. It's like, you know what I never did? I never like attacked the police and sold drugs and did all the shit they rapped about in their songs. It's just like, yeah, no, like you got, I don't know. The older I get, the less respect I ever have for anyone being offended.
Yeah.
Cause it's like literally no matter what it is, like it's one thing if I'm being a dickhead. It's another thing of just like, oh, should I cater my speech to your sensitivities? No. It doesn't matter that you're upset.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I do really like about the Fairley Brothers, that even after they get popular or something like that, they do something like with like Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
Where it's just like this guy that's like, ew, fat bitches are gross.
Yeah.
Ew, they're ugly and they're very, but at the end of it, he becomes somebody who doesn't it's more open-minded, and he's not
such a good
somebody who becomes so fucking objectifying everybody or breaking them down to these like qualities or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that they do, like where no matter is like they're gonna have handicapped people trying to be well represented in one way or another, and they're gonna have lots of clunky cameos. I feel like because that was another thing I realized about the end credits was they had they credited all of the background people. in a
Oh
lot.
yeah, I thought that was cool.
That was a cool touch.
Well,
And the
it's-
after credit scene was pretty funny too.
It's the difference between like, you ever see Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo?
I've seen, I think, the first two. I don't know if
Okay.
they made more than that.
I only saw the first one, and there's a character. You remember the interior designer?
Uh-huh.
His whole character is, I'm gay.
Yeah. This voice. And
And there's literally like, there's nothing to him except gay stuff.
Yeah.
That's offensive. That's bad. Like, that's fucking retarded and stupid.
Yeah.
But like the way the Fairley Brothers do it, they're like, we're not making fun of them. We're including them.
Yeah. So
We're bringing them into the mix.
So this is I'm in a weird also just shout out to pre-Marvel movie after credit scene. Love it. They're in the river searching for his foot or for his toe, sorry. Or what the fuck am I saying? His thumb. Jesus
Thumb.
Christ. But it's his son's, it's Whitey and it's him and he's like so they're saying scientifically the water temperature is this degree, so we have exactly this many hours until we can find it. And he's like, and Whitey goes under, he's got his goggles on or whatever, and he could see a fish, and he's like, oh, I think I see it. And they go, really? And they come over, and the fish eats it.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, not blowing the doors off or anything, but I appreciate it after, like, that's fun.
Yeah.
That pre-Marvel, that wasn't standard. Now I search every time. I'd wait every time. I fast forward, but
that was the fun part. The Marvel's such a good representation of how like the modern sensibilities ruin things. Because like, truth be told, a lot of the early Marvel movies rip pretty hard, and I bet you too a lot of the later ones, if you just watch them stand alone. Like I watched, I was doing the whole chronology thing with the Marvel movies. I watched Captain Marvel. If you did it like me and you didn't realize that during the promotion of the movie, Brie Larson was the most annoying human being on earth, you can actually just watch and go, yeah, that's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
But like the modern Marvel, because they just kept like doing the same thing over and over again, and they also tried to be like politically conscious or whatever the fuck, it just gets overdone and it like fucking ruins everything. And it's like, the post-credit scene used to be a fun little special thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like they even took that and you were like, okay, what are we going to do? Who's Nick Fury going to see? That's Thor's hammer. Okay. Or it's just like, it would just, I don't know.
they built it, once they built it into the budget, it used to be, oh, you know what? We had some fun outtakes. Or, oh, you know what? We have this. Like the credit, to me personally, I love a credits blooper reel.
Well, that's what I was just going to...
Credits blooper reel, or
What would you take? Would you take post-credit scene or blooper reel?
Blooper reel.
Blooper reel every time.
Blooper reel in Marvel movies would make me respect Marvel movies more.
Brother.
But the fact that they finally just break the fucking thing, don't make everybody so serious. You're not actually a goddamn superhero.
Speaking of blooper reel,
Go on now.
we didn't talk about this, and we don't have to do it next week, or we could do it next week.
I'm already have like 3 suggestions that I wanted to give. So.
Brother, I mean, we could do movie a year. I don't give a
Okay.
fuck. There's so many movies I want to watch. But at some point, I desperately want to watch Rush Hour.
Okay, yeah. I can put that on the
Yeah.
list, yeah. So the ones...
Because Rush Hour has a top tier dude. Not just flubbing lines. Jackie Chan flubbing stunts.
Yeah.
That's top tier blooper
Well,
reel.
that's the beauty of it. So my introduction to Jackie Chan was Rumble in the Bronx. So like that was so like most of those are like him like is just this blooper reel of him fucking up stunts. So it's like the crew like rushing over with stretchers and shit like that. But I had a couple different.
let's be real. Him also fucking up English.
Oh yeah.
Top tier
It's pretty
blooper.
fun. So I had a couple different ideas of ones that like I was like I kind of want to do Kingpin, but we already did Fairly Brothers.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I feel like
let's-
we can wait at least for a while on that. If we end up doing that, it would be great.
At least put a week or two in between it.
I for some reason I'm drawn to Little Nicky, sorry,
Lil.
not Lil, but there's because I feel like this is one that I have a banger that I want to suggest later on, but I want to do one. Have you ever watched the movie Let's Go to Prison?
Yes. Who's in that?
Will Arnett. Also, I think what's the guy from Without a Paddle? You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, I might not have seen that.
It's Will Arnett from Arrested Development, the magician guy,
Yeah.
and it's also the Dax Shepard.
Oh, okay.
It is a movie that I just checked is 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Bro. Oh, fuck.
And I do not agree. I think this is a low-key gem. It is directed by Bob Odenkirk, and I think it's a great, funny, hilarious film.
Okay.
I only want to see it if it holds up and if I think it's a classic comedy.
This,
From 2006.
dude, as like a little bonus, we don't have to do like a deep dive, but it's just very topical. And you're talking about bad movie ratings. We may also just at the end throw in, we have to watch the new War of the Worlds movie.
Oh my God, yes.
I saw the trailer and I go, this is the. It was funny actually. Speaking about bitching about wives that will never post the audio of. No, dude, I pulled that because Steph does this thing all the time where I'll make a point and she won't like my tone.
Yeah.
And then because I'll be too confident in the point and she'll be like, "Well, you don't know, maybe the opposite."
Yeah.
And she did that. I watched the trailer of War of the Worlds and immediately I go, oh, they're all just on webcams and cell phones the whole time?
Oh, it's so
I was like,
funny.
this is the biggest piece of shit. This is going to be the biggest piece of
cartoon.
shit
Just watch a cartoon.
I've ever seen. And then Steph's like, well, no, it's War of the Worlds. I go, no. Watch the fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see the picture of Ice Cube and it's like, we are the resistance? And it looked like a fucking thumbnail I made in fucking Canva.
Also, multiple times in the movie, you can see the green screen reflection in his glasses.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, dude,
In the final cut of the movie.
we'll do Let's Go to Prison, but we also will have a bonus review of War of the Worlds.
Yeah, I'll see if Dawn wants to watch it. I'm sure she'll
I
want
to watch it so bad.
Also, I wouldn't mind reviewing Naked Gun if you get a chance to see it.
new one?
I'm going to try to see it in theaters. I want to give them a ticket sale if I can.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, hell yeah. God bless everybody. It's movie year.
Movie decade.
We're a movie podcast now. Goodbye.